Very glad you're still with us. Let's turn now to Jake for further perspective and on issues around the Osun elections. Jake, thank you very much for joining us. From everything we have seen today, the security deployments, allegations of threats, and the increasingly heated political rhetoric, how concerned are you about the credibility and peaceful conduct of Saturday's election?
Thank you for having me, Felicity, and very good report by your several reporters that you've deployed. I am concerned, just like every other security-conscious Nigerian will be concerned, but I can tell you that I'm not pessimistic. There's still every opportunity for Osun election to be conducted under peaceful and credible atmosphere, producing a credible election. But the warning signs cannot be ignored. There is no doubt that these concerns are likely to create a major problem and resulting to voter apathy. I wouldn't be surprised if it continues unabated. The result is that we will have voter apathy. However, it's also worthy of note to say that INEC has also sort of like highlighted 11 local government area as potential hotspots. And I think the IGP and his team and the team of other agencies responsible for security needs to pay attention, to those red flags. While there's been also other independent security assessment. All of that, the IGP and the team needs to look at it. At the same time, about 15,000 police or 25,000 police personnel being deployed for this election. The authorities themselves recognizes the level of risk, but credibility is not measured by how many security personnel that are on the street. It is measured by whether citizens can come and freely vote on election day.
I guess we'll have to wait and see if they would really come out with all this effort that's been put on the ground. But let's take on the governor's call for the arrest of Senator Fadonsi over an alleged threat against Accord supporters. The senator has come out to say his kill Accord remark was about defeating party with votes. How should security agencies and the public approach a situation like this without inflaming tensions even further?
I've always been very concerned about inflammatory rhetorics. Allegation of such and the way and manner people present things, they should come to terms with the fact that when they make statements, especially when you are in such a leadership position, when you make a statement and come back trying to clarify what you said, that is concerning to me. I assume that a sitting senator should have taken into cognizance the weight of statements he makes. When you make a statement, like I said, and you come back trying to clarify it, something is wrong. So it's a lesson for other people in the quest to make a political statement, in the quest to show that you are supporting your candidate. We need to be very, very careful what kind of inflammatory rhetorics that is being, people are making. So it's very unbecoming, no matter how anybody looks at it, and it shouldn't be. Now, the issue, the governor calling for the IGP to make a statement, I mean, that's expected. Don't forget that apart from the fact that he's trying to get back to office as an incumbent, don't forget that he's still the chief security officer of his state. And so if he calls on IGP to make a statement to support the fact that to instill confidence in the people, he's right. And I don't see any reason why the IGP will not respond to that. That's the chief security officer of a state asking the chief security officer at the federal level to help make a statement. I think by now the commissioner of police there should have added his voice calling for calm. I don't think that there's not anything wrong with that, and I hope that IG will listen. I spoke to him when we went there on a courtesy visit, and he seems to be a nice guy, and I hope he will do something good for the betterment of the country.
Let's take another issue that is pertaining to general elections, and then we'll come back. This is important because of the nature of the body. That's the EU. They've come out to deny reports that they will be boycotting Nigeria's 2027 election, saying it will instead deploy a smaller electoral expert mission. What does this clarification mean for confidence in Nigeria's electoral process and, of course, international scrutiny of our polls?
Okay, so just to clarify, I don't work for the EU. I do implement projects for the EU, and the implementation is in the electoral process. So what I'm going to say, I'm not speaking on behalf of the EU, just to make that clarification. So I think we need to be very, very careful. We need to be very, very careful. And I'm not, when I say we need to be very careful, I think the security agencies need to see this as a flash point. And I'm saying the issue of misinformation and miscommunication, fake news. There's never been any time that the European Union says that they are not going to participate in the forthcoming election. Now, I speak as an insider. They were, of course, they've been deploying, and very expensive deployment, election observers by the European Union. And those observers are strictly independent. They don't even take instruction from the delegation here, the European Union delegation. That's how it works.
Okay.
And so that deployment is usually huge. So EU will send election experts to be part of the election observation.
All right.
You know, but they're not going to send a big, very, very elaborate and large contingent of election observers.
Jake, I had one more question, but I've just been told by our team that that's the much time will permit us. So thank you so much for speaking with us.
No worries at all. Don't worry. God bless you.